Well, it's John Heaton, and today I'm going to take you through a few recent finds, vinyl-wise, from my trip to England mainly, and also to celebrate a little belatedly, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Ram and Imagine, two important solo albums which we marked the 50th of this year, which have been a little bit overshadowed by all the All Things Must Pass stuff, but better late than never. So, yeah, the shop I was in Frome in Somerset, spelt F-R-O-M-E, sorry, I spelt it wrong originally. And the shop I was in is a brilliant shop called Raves from the Grave, as a few people pointed out. I was actually amazed how many people lived near that shop who watched my video, so that's good. Yeah, I was very impressed with this shop, very good selection of stuff, and as I say, reasonably priced. And I picked up this version of Help in mono, which wasn't too expensive, and I don't have a copy of this in mono. I don't think this is a first press from '65, but it looks from the inner sleeve to be a 60s, maybe second, third edition, late 60s press at a guess. Not sure how one can tell, but judging by the price, as I say, I don't think it's a first press. This was not actually picked up from Frome. This was picked up in the Wimbledon Record Fair at St Mark's Church, which they run the first day of every month. And this is adding to my already extensive collection of London Town copies, but I collect different copies from different countries, and I saw this Japanese version and I couldn't resist it, and it's even got the words in Japanese and some blurb about the Wings album. Wings albums, if you and a good picture of the band there. So I was happy to have that. It wasn't too cheap, but now I have my original UK copy, which is not in good condition because I got it framed, because it was signed and I got it framed, and the person who framed it ripped part of the cover to shreds when I took it out of the frame. The outer rim of the cover was ruined and the autographs had faded, so I didn't have a good UK copy, so I picked up this one with the poster intact. I now have two UK copies, one bad quality but autographed, one good quality, an Italian copy, a French copy, a German copy, Indian copy, two US copies and a Greek copy, all with the poster apart from the Greek copy. And then my son Richie has a Dutch copy and my other son Tommy has an Indian copy. So between the three of us, we have 11 London Towns in this house. So also in Frome, I picked up this album from Eric Carmen, Boats Against the Current. And I loved the title track. I think I first heard it on the Olivia Newton-John album, it's called Totally Hot. But Eric Carmen did the original, and he was the lead singer in the Raspberries. And I picked up his earliest album, the one with All By Myself, and then this one was not expensive in the charity shop in Frome, and there are about 4 charity shops there. This one, I stayed with my friends Mike and Jackie, and we were going through their old vinyl, and I was raving about this one because this rainbow is on clear vinyl. And Jackie just on the spot gave it to me, which was very nice of her, so thanks Jackie. Always happy to have coloured vinyl, and I have this album on CD, but it's memorable mainly for that superb single, Since You've Been Gone, which I've played to death over the years. And then Mike gave me this Warren Zevon album of his, which I didn't have. It's one of the good latter-day Warren Zevon albums, backed for the most part with the members of R.E.M. And Tony Levin is, I noticed, playing bass on one track. So that was my finds, and then now we're on to the 50th anniversary, and I picked up this today, and I haven't had a chance to look at it, listen to it. Half-speed remaster of Ram, and my local shop, one of my local record shops in Budapest, Vintage Records, which is in town, was selling it at a pretty reasonable price, and I couldn't resist it. It was a good £10 cheaper than I saw it in England. And yeah, and the great thing about this is, well, one of the great things about this is it's on the beautiful Apple. Look at that beautiful new green apple. I mean, I have an original UK copy of Ram on Apple, which I picked up in, I guess, the late 80s, because my original copy was on Capitol. But to have a spanking new Apple, because all of his reissues up to now, maybe the McCartney one was on Apple as well, the half-speed remaster, but all of the archive releases, none of those were on the Apple label. So that's my celebration of Ram, and I'll give you my view when I've listened to it. And then I was very happy I got back from England a week ago, and there was a little slip waiting for me in the post box saying go and pick up a parcel, and I knew when it said Simon Hilton, I knew what it was. So I eagerly walked down to the post office and picked it up, the gold envelope with the message from Yoko to John, Imagine, love Yoko. It's not actually personally written by Yoko, but it's a very nice gift which she or the Lennon estate, thank you Simon Hilton for sending it, and thank you Yoko, thank you Sean, very generous, because it's the double white vinyl edition of Imagine, and as I showed you the other day, I just picked up the White Album on white vinyl, so sorry we're going on about white vinyl a bit much, but that seems to be the flavour of the month for me. And this is the beautiful white vinyl of Imagine. I haven't yet to play it yet, but I'll let you know what I think. On the whole, I tend to steer clear of playing coloured vinyl, but someone told me that the German White Album is actually very good quality pressing, because it's DMM. So I did give it a listen this morning, and it is very interesting. I'm not sure if I could tell too much difference. I definitely noticed the lack of gap between Savoy Truffle and Cry Baby Cry, so thanks for pointing that out. And other, very, very nice warm production. I noticed a bit more echo on the second verse of Mother Nature's Son, which I hadn't heard before. I mean, it's all, your mind plays tricks on you when you listen to the White Album. You think you're hearing something new, and you've probably heard it before, but then maybe it wasn't in the forefront of your mind, and so you hear little things. And that's the beauty of listening to any mix of the White Album. But this is a good, that DMM pressing is a good one, and this is the second disc with a very nice logo there, and beautifully clean white vinyl. And I see this as a bit of a companion piece to, I know this album came out a bit later from Yoko, but I picked it up a couple of years ago, also on white vinyl. And what's interesting about this is it's on the grapefruit label as opposed to the apple label, and the cut grapefruit there in the middle. And so I'm delighted to have both this Approximately Infinite Universe and Imagine on white vinyl. And just because I was in an Imagine mood today, I saw this Yugoslav copy, and although my son does own a copy, I decided to pick up a copy for myself, because the interesting thing about this Yugoslav thing, it's missing the poster, it's missing the lyric sheet, but it is on the green apple, which is quite neat. Don't think there were many countries where it came out on the green apple. I've showed you a few variations over the years of, particularly Yugoslavia, tend to favour the green apple over the orange apple, or whatever logo other countries had, like the UK. They tend to do their own thing. So that was Imagine. So thoroughly, and having all this stuff has, needless to say, got me back into both of those albums, been listening to them again and reappraising them, and also going back and listening to Sentimental Hygiene on Spotify. Also going to be doing a review of the new Dylan bootleg series, right in the middle of listening to that, just taking it all in. It's wonderful stuff. Got a couple of books which I'm in the middle of, which I'll review shortly as well. Craig Brown's book 1, 2, 3, 4 and the Beatles is brilliant, and Adrian Allen's very informative book on Wings' touring years in the 70s. So look out for reviews of those soon. But that was my recent vinyl finds, plus my belated celebration of 50 years of two wonderful solo albums, Ram and Imagine. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.